For this lesson, we're going to look at literal equations. A literal equation is where you have more than one variable in the equation, and so when you solve for one of the variables, you're going to have a formula with the other variable in it. So when we do these, when you solve it, you don't get numbers as answers. Instead, you get expressions with other variables in it. So here's an example of a literal equation. Because you have an x and a y in it. So our definition for this is that a literal equation is an equation with more than one variable Now, when we solve for the equation, solve for a variable, you get an expression. With the other variable in the expression. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one. We want to here, if I'm going to solve for y here, I want to get y by itself. Notice it'd be easy to solve for x. I just subtract 4 from the other side. It'd be x equals, we'd be all done. But if I'm going to solve for y in this case, I multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of this 1/3. So we have 3 times x plus 4 equals the square root of y. Now I'm going to just distribute first. 3x plus 12 is equal to the square root of y. And then to get rid of the square root, I have to square both sides. So you're going to take this and square here. You're going to square here. So you get just a y here. And here you're going to have to take 3x plus 12 times 3x plus 12. And we're going to double distribute through. So I'm going to get 9x squared. 3x times the 12 will give me a 36x, and then 12 times the 3x is a 36x, and then 12 times 12 is 144. So my final expression to solve for y for this literal equation is that y will equal 9x squared plus 36x plus plus 72x, because I'm gonna add those two together. So 6x plus 36x is 72x, and then plus 144. So notice the answer when you solve for the y. Solving for something means get it by itself. When I get y by itself, it's now an expression with x in it as an answer. All right, let's look at the next one. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and get, again, y by itself. Notice it's already solved for x, so we're just going to solve for y here. So when I solve for here for y, I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. So 4x equals the 5th root of 2y. I go ahead and put both sides to the 5th power to get rid of that 5th root. And so on this side, I'm going to just have the radicand. On this side, when I go ahead and put 4 to the 5th power, I get 1024, 1024, x to the 5th power. And then you divide both sides by 2, and you get what y equals. That's 612 x to the 5th. So y equals 612 x to the 5th. So literal equations are when you have more than one variable in it. So when you solve for one of the variables, you're going to have an expression with the other variable in the answer.